Overpassing cervical stenosis. Different
This
hysteroscopic
is
techniques I'll be
a
showing you. This is a very
hysteroscopy with
simple case with a
small size
simple
of
cervical
scope.
stenosis.
You can
You
see
have done
there is cervical
vaginoscopy, fluid is distending
stenosis.
vagina and now
We
cervix. You
try to
fix the scope,
introduce to the
just
tip of
let
the
the fluid
scope
distend the cervix,
and
external os.
appreciate the cervical
Then just push
stenosis
the tip of
here.
the scope. You can see
You
the
push it
additions here. You
strongly
can see
or
the
you can
cervical crypts
dilate.
here. So make sure that this is a
Ultimately, it will make a
cervix
false
and you're
passage.
not pushing in the wrong direction. So you
Canal,
can see that if you will
false
push in the
passage
wrong
goes
direction, it will produce a
to the
false
right
passage.
side.
You can see a false
Now you
passage
have
on
to
left side,
turn
right
your
side, the correct place where
tip.
you are supposed
Let
to
the
push the
scope
tip of the
gradually
scope,
go
bevel end of the
towards
British sheath.
cavity.
And this
Now
is
you're
how under
pointing
vision
inside
you enter
uterine
inside the
cavity.
uterine
Try
cavity.
to get more
Make a
cervical
protocol
crypts.
that you withdraw and
Confirm
see the
that this
cervical
is
crypts. Make sure that this
correct
is the correct place you are
cervical
pushing.
canal. If you
All
have anything
landmarks, left
wrong,
lateral wall,
you
right
see
lateral
the
wall,
lateral
tubal ostium,
ostium. You have to go
arcuate,
to
everything.
left
And,
side
and,
of
and you can
uterine
assure that this
fundus.
is the correct place
Okay,
and you are
this is a
doing
patient which
and
is referred.
overpassing the cervical stenosis. This is another scenario where it's difficult to introduce tip of the scope. What you do now? What you do is do a vaginoscopy. Just introduce 5 French tip of the scissor. Tip of the scissor. That will always possible to introduce. Okay, and then you just close scissor is push, open it and close it, and this is how it will create a mechanical space and the fluid will go inside and will further dilate and distend the cervical canal. You can see the cervical canal, external os and cervical crypts also. Make sure that this is cervical canal. Don't push in a wrong direction, otherwise, as I said, it will produce a false passage. So let keep a patience, see that there is a fluid which is showing at is some canal lumen part where you can go ahead and you can do a further cutting and cervical stenosis and allowing it to distend with the a normal saline which is used as a distension medium. So this is how a mechanical and a atraumatic way normal saline dilating and distending the cervical canal. You can see the fluid additions here, right? So this is how, after making sure that correctly, see the canal, see the cavity, see little part of the cavity will be seen, and you have to push whether it is antiverted or retroverted. You have to push accordingly and you have to move the cable, and you can see that this is the marker. The cable will be on this side, so accordingly you have to push. If it's antiverted, you bring it here and go entirely. You can see that under vision, you are inside the uterine cavity. You can see the landmarks, you can see the bosostium, you can see the third scenario wherein there is a actually false passage is created because of dilator or a scope. Can you appreciate this? The whole cavity has been formed as if it's Asherman syndrome, but it's actually a false passage. Now, what you will do in such cases? Here, you have to use a smaller size of the scope and identify where is the false passage and where is the correct lumen cavity seen with the fluid entirely. So make sure that this is anti or retroverted. Make sure that you are moving this cable correctly and finding out where the false passage and where the actually the part of the cervical cavity starts. So this is a false passage. This is the cervical canal. You can make out this like this. Can you appreciate it? This is a cervical canal and this is a false passage. So this is where you have to push the smallest 1.9 size of the hysteroscope with a beveled Bertocci sheet. You just go gently inside this accordingly, and you can see that under vision you are inside. So this is what, once the false passage is formed, this is how you have to use this trick and check all the landmarks in the uterine cavity. Another scenario when there is a false passage and perforation. See, this is a intestine sliding. So fluid, the intestine sliding over the fluid, and this is the perforation. So when you withdraw this, you can make out the perforation, and you go inside, you can see that this is a floating intestine and omentum. So this is what you have to understand. Withdraw this. See that the cervical crypts, see that the uterine cavity, see that the you have produced a perforation near the fundus, and then don't do further. So sometimes you have to restrict yourself from doing something when there's a perforation, because it will be difficult to maintain the distension. Another scenario where there is a severe Asherman syndrome and severe cervical stenosis with severe adhesions in the cervical canal. So what you do is again vaginoscopy, introduce 5 French Caesar, do some additions, okay, create a space and then try to introduce a 1.9 hysteroscope inside once the space has been created with the operative sheath. And then you can see that this is the cervical crypts, and you just little go inside, you can see that there is a further lot of additions everywhere. So it's very important. Make sure that it's anti-verted or retroverted, and this is the cable gives you idea that whether you are going towards anteriorly, and if it is this mark is here, then you are going towards posteriorly. So make sure that you are going into the correct place. You should able to see further cervical canal lumen, and then only you make sure, and then only you cut with the scissor, and let the fluid distend and dilate the further adhesions and cervical canal, which is tenosed because of adhesion. So this is how you can go further in doing an adhesiolysis. So this is how you have to go on doing adhesiolysis till you enter inside the cervical canal and the internal os. So once you enter the internal os, then at least you should get some landmarks. So that's very important. So this is totally obliterated uterine cavity and cervix, but it's difficult to understand. But then you have to go beyond internal os to find out that there is some landmark seen of a tubular ostium or an endometrium or anterior posterior wall or some wall, and you can appreciate here that this is how when you go on doing in a this manner and remaining in a midline and doing it gently, I think you should able to reach the tubular ostium, and you can make out, you can see the ostium here. So this is how your whole idea should be. You have to inverted a triangular cavity. Your aim should be you create an inverted triangular cavity, which helps you in achieving the results with a poor endometrial thickness and ARD IVF in future. So this is how sometimes but of course, in such case, you must rule out tuberculosis. So that's very important. Send a tissue for TB-PCR or gene export. Make sure that this is not tuberculosis. It's very common with such severe additions. So this is how you prepared, you create a goal is to reach the tubal ostium and create a triangular cavity. Now there's another scenario wherein there's a severe Asherman syndrome and severe cervical stenosis, and it's difficult to understand anything. So sometimes it's important to take help of ultrasonography. So simultaneously somebody else is asked to do ultrasonography with abdominal probe and show the uterine cavity endometrium. So you can see the myometrium anteriorly, you can see the myometrium posteriorly. There is a hysteroscopic fluid in between. It's a different shadow in sonography. So your Caesar gives a idea where I'm supposed to cut, where I'm supposed to cut. This is what the technique of doing adhesiolysis under sonography guidance. So this is very difficult because you might have seen that somebody visualizes, and this is what the different techniques used for cervical stenosis and overpassing the path. So thank you very much for watching this educational video. I hope you will like this. Thank you.